Yo, this is another shippuden review 267, and I must say this episode especially was a lot of information knowing about the previous Tsuke's. He possesses this technique. I shouldn't even say technique, but he possesses his form ability that is far powerful than the Kike that is known as a Kike Tuta. And basically that's the ability to control both the tree and nature energy, fire, earth, and I think his wind as well. And that's basically why Kabuto couldn't sense him, because they call him as a null man, and that's basically why the intel unit couldn't sense him, and there's no sensor that lives can sense that guy no matter what, because that's the ability he possesses. And the fact that it's so powerful than a Kike, you have to even wonder how this guy even died, basically, and after knowing that in the end, it basically started out as Goro having to find out that his father is among those groups, and there's going to be a lot of complication, a lot of answers. There's going to be a lot of questions that Goro needs to know. There's going to be a lot of things that Goro needs to know from his father. Basically after the moon risen them up, they're actually asking why are they here and how did this happen. He was like explaining to them that this is a technique that is being used by the second Hokage, and basically he's probably the one that's responsible for it. But Godfather told him in his time he's been dead, so you come up to say that there's only one person that may be able to use the technique, that's Orochimaru. Basically, Mew, rival don't really understand, so it's like they're saying, which is the music edge, you don't really understand what you're saying. I don't really understand. Like Mew said, remember I killed you ages ago, so for you to be alive means that you've been under control by animation. Like he's saying, it didn't went down that way. I killed you years ago. And they said, no, I killed you. And man say, in the fact of you killing me, you died the same day, so that means I killed you. And then they were like going on with their little thing that who kill each other. I think Mew killed the music is based off what I'm hearing now. He's like so highly intelligent, and the way he's expressing himself, his voice, I like his voice tone, his appearance. I thought the music hair was yellow and his clothes was actually yellow as well, but no, that scene is animated. Like the characteristic is looking now. After Goro actually found out that his father is with them, the previous Kage wanted who this new face is, and Mew's there saying, whosoever is up there, they have the same chakra as this guy. So basically, he introduced himself, saying that he is the fourth Kage and all this stuff. And like they're saying, Godfather must have been so nobody to those guys, because those guys don't really recognize him. They're like looking in the future and all this, ninja world is the fourth generation and all those stuff. And for them to have that conversation is like, if they were here now, the impact they would have caused if they were alive. Music like tell them, no, we're not future generation. We're just coming from the past. So basically, after all of that happening, signal has been given that Goro sent out his army. Meanwhile, back at the second, they call that one the Battlefield A. That's where Choji father is, and Tenten and all those people that are at, and you can see there's been a lot of jutsu that's been coming out of the water. Back at headquarters, they can. I think the guy that is actually at this thing out there seems like he can actually tip into people's mind and tell them information on what's going on, and basically he can have a full visual scan around the surroundings. I'm not saying that's a good little advantage I've seen so far. You don't have to have missionary scout in the place. They just sitting in the nerve and this thing out the head and this ball, looking and seeing what else they can say. They're like having the most difficult job. They're having to, get information to and from. While Reggie right now is like, Ray Kage right now is like, he's at this point where I'm like there, why are you sitting down? Shake my father is doing all the thinking. He's coming up with this brilliant strategy that he'll actually put most of the army attention on the Endure company, that white guy, one of Raikage Raiden man, and put all the company and all the reinforcement towards him, because there's more men out there I suspect that is strong and all the stuff that is in number. So basically, he's put all the attention on him. He was planning to send most of Mifune guys out there to summarize, and actually send a quarter of Gara's team, which is Battlefield B, out there while doing what they're doing. They'll come back and actually surround the what is saying now the Kegage, and then do whatever they're doing. And then there'll been a little false plan that would take place after they know that he had a kicking tuta. They're saying the opposite possibility might happen, because these guys, not these guys here especially, is terribly strong, and they'll not be falling for they'll not be doing unnecessary things, after seeing that there'll be a shortening going on. Basically, there should have been some of Gara team that had been separated or been gone for some reason. They wouldn't make such stupid actions to actually go out there and do what they do. They actually stay and make preparations as well. So after knowing all this stuff, Shikamaru thought this, you have to learn inside what the enemy is capable of, what you are capable of, because you ain't the only one that has the highly intelligence that these guys has as well, because there's actually a older experience, you can say. So you have to know their sides of the story as well. After doing all this stuff, Neji and those guys, they actually encountered in their battles already. So they're fighting all these type of jutsus, the white jutsus, and they keep coming out of the grounds like planned, and they ain't stopping. So they're actually in their battlefield zone as well. Tenten has been, have doubts. It's the first time going into war. I probably think it's all their first time going to war, some of them. So they're having their doubts that there's so many enemies. And seeing those guys come out of the water like Dan, Neji's father, Azuma, and when the Yuga clan see Neji's father, like shocked, to see him. Even Suna was shocked to see her previous guy, her boyfriend. And then there's these two guys that possess a highly sexy amount of chakra. They're known as the Cloud, Gold, Silver, and Silver brothers. And they have these horns that is like Baphomet and demonic eyes, and they have this big jar, and they have the little thing like Naruto would have if he's going into a tail beast form, and like they actually similar with Naruto in ways, but they're so evil, and they're like even if they're being controlled, they just want to kill. And speaking about control, Kabuto isn't tired of actually control. Kage is actually making them have in their own way, being at their own time, killing or doing whatever they pleases. Because Mew rivalry is like there, the music is like there. It's so funny that I couldn't kill you even though I wanted to. And like there, he's really insists to killing guy. He said he actually killed, but it was really a lot of information and a lot of strategy that has been protesting in Regage, like Ray Kaga. No wonder we could never after go up against the league because of high intelligence, but you have Tsunade, but it's not like that. Cut the compliment, but this episode really bombshell that been dropped, and that Gara has found his fault. I think Gara found his pinpoint where he is, but he's like there, Gara. I don't think he's actually have the hunger he once had, but I want to see, especially when he sees Gara, finally, being the Kazekage he is, having to protect his people, his nation, being on the war, having to fight his own son. There's gonna be a lot of things going on, but it was a good episode, and I really liked it a lot.